What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Superhero Swag. As you can see, we have one of my favorites. I got a t-shirt that I sleep in that came from wearefinesuperherostuff.com that has this Ghost Rider chest plate on it. So I was very excited to grab this Ghost Rider. Now, this Ghost Rider's bike is a lot different than the first release of what they did with this character. I've got a couple of Ghost Riders. One of them is from way back, and I'm going to showcase that in the Action Figure Universe. If you guys watch the Action Figure Universe playlist here on 16 TV, you already know what's going on with that. It's kind of like the MCU, but with action figures. All right. So this guy is Johnny Blaze. Now, the last Ghost Rider that we got that was pinless and this glorious was, of course, Danny Ketch. Now, Danny Ketch came with the summer program from Hasbro, and they've been knocking it out the park. They've been doing really good. This one right here is, of course, on the Vulcan body mold, and the mandible on the head is not movable. You can't move it like you can move the mandible on Danny Ketch or on an earlier version of Johnny Blaze, which they gave us in the retro card. And I have that one, and that mandible is movable. Now, you give up the movable mandible for the gloriousness of the original Johnny Blaze outfit, the blue and the gray and the white, and this belt here. This all pops with the navy blue boots. It just pops, bro. It just pops. I love this figure. I cannot wait to introduce him into the Marvel Knights story on the Action Figure Universe. Now, behind you, what you're going to see is the box. Now, you know, your boy 16 does not care anything really about the box other than it being background, you know, for my other videos. Now, on the on the bio, you got wielding supernatural abilities from the back of his flaming motorcycle. Johnny Blaze roams the mortal world as Ghost Rider, the spirit of vengeance. Man, this figure, bro, let's just bask in the ambiance of the gloriousness of this figure first. Look at the color palette, man. Let's get him closer right here and check him out. You see the eyes. It got him down, man. It got him down. And I just like how this is actually sculpted. The chest plate right here is sculpted, not just painted. He does have the hard waist swivel and the ab crunch. You know, I don't have a problem with that as long as it fits the character. As I told you before, double jointed, pinless elbows, double jointed, pinless knees. He's got boot swivel, everybody. Yes, he does have boot swivel. Upper thigh cut. Of course, you see the bicep cut. And even a little bit of the butterfly. Even a little bit of the butterfly. Now, the reason I love this figure so much is because it is so accurate to the source material. Like I said, I have a sleep shirt with this exact chest plate on it because I like the OG stuff. I like the OG stuff. So this is the OG Ghost Rider, OG Johnny Blaze, and I'm excited to have him in my collection. So everything is everything on this guy, man. Now, when you got to be careful when you're taking the gloves off. You take the gloves off. This is a separate piece. You don't want to lose it to the carpet monster. And he has two fisted hands straight out the box. And then, of course, you know he's got a gun holding hand for the Hellfire shotgun, or I think that's what it's called. Get down in the comments and tell me if I'm saying it wrong. But he's got these right here are the gun holding hands that I have on both sides because I had him holding his chain. Of course, he comes with the flaming chain, which is a Ghost Rider staple. And also, you can pop this head off, and you can see that he is on a hinge like so, and then you can get this head on, which is more of, let's get close in on that. There we go. More of the skull behind the fire. More of the skull behind the fire, which is dope. I mean, people that do photography, see, look at that. There you go. Most people that do photography are going to really get into this because it does give you more options as far as lighting. There's a good shot right there. Gives you a lot of options as far as lighting. So you can do that. So he does have come with 2 different head options. As I told you, I am very, very much a big part. I mean, it's movable. It doesn't stay posed though. But it's movable. You can move the mouth a little bit. But yeah, he can't really look up too far because of his flames. He can, however, look down. Okay. He can kick his own ass, Robo. He is there for that. He's all there for that. So you can get him looking down at someone before he gives him the penance stare. Give him that menacing look right there. But yeah, he's pretty posable, man. I mean, he can do pretty much all the things you want him to do. You want him to run after somebody with that chain, you can get him to do that and whip that chain at somebody, and he's running after him with that chain. Your soul is stained with the blood of the innocent. All right, so we've already concentrated a lot on Johnny Blaze. As I told you, I'm super excited to have this guy on my shelf. And in the action figure universe, he will be popping up with the whole storyline that's going on with the Marvel Knights. All right. Now, the accessory, and he also has an open hand, before I forget that. Open expressive hand. These are the 2 fisted hands and the 2 gun holding hands. So altogether, he comes up with five different hand options. All right. Now, and the head. And this part right here is another piece of flame in case you want to take the roll bar off. But the roll bar, bro, let me give you this. Look at that. The pitchfork going through the top of the, come on, bro. Why wouldn't you do that? Come on. Why wouldn't you leave it like that? That is dope. Look at that. Look at that when it comes into focus. Look at that. The pitchfork piercing the top of the skull, bro. Like, come on, man. That is dope. That's just, why would you do anything else? I don't get it. I don't understand. Okay, but then they have multiple flame accessories. And even though this, I don't believe this is the classic bike, because the classic bike had some type of weird version of his face. It's had like a skull or whatever on it. So this is a completely different bike from what I remember from the source material from the OG Johnny Blaze. But I like this bike because it's almost like the bike is possessed from hell. It's got the, all red motif and then the flame inside of the light. Instead of it just being light itself, it's more flame. Got the translucent red wheels and just an entire red motif, just the whole red on everything, just red, all red, everything. And the flame effects set it off. Okay, and they're easy to remove because the flame effects, actually, if you can see right here, there's a small peg right there that actually just plugs right into the tailpipe, and blam, you're there. You're there. And then the same thing on this side, they've got pegs that peg right into the side. So easy on, easy off access. Easy on, easy off access. Not hard at all to get this stuff to pop on and off. Whoa. All right, he scooped it with his chain whip. But yeah, the bike is definitely dope. The wheels move, so you can roll it. Got the kickstand like most of the Marvel bikes. And now let's get into the comparisons from the first Johnny Blaze that we got. Now this one is, like I said, the more accurate. That's more accurate Johnny Blaze from the comic source material. But then we have the retro that they gave us on the retro card. Okay. So the one we have on the retro card is cool. It's cool. I mean, but it's not as nearly it's not nearly as dope as this new one. This new one is fire. This new one is fire. And then of course we're missing Robbie Reyes. They need to figure out a way to get us Robbie Reyes without killing us like it's Sentinel prices. If they can do the Sentinel for under $200, I don't understand why they can't figure out a way to give us, the Engine of Vengeance or whatever that car is called that comes with Robbie Reyes. I don't understand why they can't figure that out. They need to be able to figure that out. They know that we can't have the figure without the car because it's stupid. It's kind of like when they gave us the original Ghost Rider, the cowboy one, without the horse. Part of a Build-A-Figure wave. I get it. I get it. Or part of the Strange Tales wave. I get it. But at some point, we're gonna need a white horse with flames coming out of the eyes and all that different, all that different stuff to match up with this other Ghost Rider. That's the reason I didn't put that Ghost Rider there. He's in the vault. I do have the other Ghost Rider. I think it was a Spirit Rider, or he doesn't have the flaming skull. So I wanted to do the whole flaming skull motif with that background of the box. But this was somewhat of a short review. I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have this in the repertoire. So you will be seeing this guy pop up in the action figure universe in the Marvel Knights storyline alongside this guy. Because what's going on with Lilith is going to probably require more than one Ghost Rider. If people read the comics, you guys already know. Okay, so we got Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Zarathos, and I forget the name of the spirit that is giving Danny Ketch his power. I forget, but it is not Zarathos. I read up on it so that I can know what the hell I was talking about. All right, everybody. Until next time, like, comment, share. If you haven't already, subscribe. And make sure you hit that little bell so you get notified each and every time we drop new content here on 16 TV. We got a little bit of everything. We got music videos. Check out the playlist. The playlist has the action figure universe, which has everything from X-Men, Spider-Man, Heroes for Hire, Guardians of the Galaxy. We do, of course, action figure reviews. Also, there is a show on here called Don't Do That, where we do political commentary, as well as my own shorts that are called Truth Paste, that are 3-minute shorts, also doing political commentary and stuff on entertainment. Just check us out here on 16 TV if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.